Okay, so to make up the sauce, we're just gonna pop a few quick ingredients into the blender. So here I have my measure all cup with a half a cup of sour cream. Let me get that last little bit there. I've got a half a cup of buttermilk. Half a tablespoon of onion powder. Oh, mine's not ready yet. Half a tablespoon of garlic powder, and a half a packet of ranch. I buy the big one because I use this a lot, which is a tablespoon. You need half a teaspoon of lime juice. I like to squeeze my own limes, but there's really nothing wrong with the other stuff. The real lime or lemon juice works just fine. I just prefer the fresh. And 1 to 3 tablespoons of jarred pickled jalapenos. I'm putting in 3. Anybody that knows my husband knows we have to have everything spicier in our house. Otherwise he gets a little bent out of shape. And then I need a half a cup of mayo to top that all off. And you can see how quick and easy it is to fill these measure all cups. I just love them. I use them all the time. There it is. And that gives me exactly my half cup, as long as I get what I'm doing right here. And then last but not least, we're gonna add to that an avocado. So I've got my avocado tool with the pitter on one side and the knife on the other. And the avocado really doesn't matter if you do this neatly, but luckily the avocado tool does. So you just pop that out, and those claws kind of grab the pit for you, so you can set that aside. And then this is all getting blended, so we don't need to do this neatly at all. Just scrape that avocado with the knife right out of the shell. Just take your avocado, and then the knife end will just scrape that out of the shell. And this is all getting blended anyway, so it doesn't need to be done neatly. You just want to make sure you get all that yummy avocado flavor in your sauce so that you're not missing out on that. And then you're just gonna blend this the way you normally would. So I'm gonna do a custom blend. I'm gonna do on setting 2 and hit start. Once your sauce is done, you've got this yummy avocado ranch sauce to drizzle on your chicken. Now here's what I will tell you. This recipe makes a lot of this sauce. So this is my 2-cup prep bowl, and you can see it's full. There's still some in the blender. But I have good news. This sauce is so good that you can easily use it for chip dipping, or you can double up on how much chicken you make, just to make sure that it's not all wasted. But I think you'll enjoy it as a snack too. All right, so we're gonna prep up our coating trays. First thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna take a twist and chop, and we're gonna take some tortilla chips, you know, the end of the bag that everyone saves and no one eats. This is a great way to use that up. So, just gonna put in, not a lot, but that's probably good right there. Don't need a whole lot, and then just kinda chop those up. Pop that in in the tray. And then I'm taking the smaller side of my grater and I'm going to grate into that in tiny pieces, obviously. Some pepper jack cheese. So that that stays nice and small. And then you just want to mix those together like so that the crumbs and the cheese are evenly in the pan. All right, and then our next tray, we're actually going to use a 1/2 cup of mayo. You're going to add to that 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And to finish that off, 1/4 teaspoon of lime juice. I squeezed it already, but there it goes. And then we just want to whip that all together so that all of the mayo's got spices mixed all the way through. So it should look kind of reddish, something like that. All right, next up we got to prep our chicken. So you just take the chicken breast. Of course, these are always very thick. And you're gonna wanna just slice that bad boy in half and make 2 pieces out of it. All right, and now we've got all our pieces. So we take the chicken and we dredge that first in the mayo mixture. So that's what's gonna get your chip pieces to stick. And of course, you know, I always like to give it a little extra slathering on there just to make sure that it really has some grip to it. Dredge that through here. And then dredge that in your tortilla chips and pepper jack chicken. And again, I like to just really make sure things are very well coated. And place that in your pan. And then you're gonna pop both of these in the oven at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes to make sure the chicken's cooked through. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna use my air fryer because in North Carolina it is just too hot to turn on the oven in the summer. But the air fryer has a bake setting. So fortunately for me, I can sidestep the oven and still make whatever I like without overheating my house more than the North Carolina weather already does. All right, last but certainly not least, it's nice and cooked. So then we take that sauce that we blended up earlier and you just kind of drizzle some of that on top. And like I said, plenty of leftovers for dipping. Feel free, it's delicious. I hope you try this, let me know.